Welcome, guys. Happy Tuesday and Wednesday for my Aussie friends. Welcome to another live stream of BTC price action and crypto market overall. We have BTC up 2% today, recovering from the Sunday sell off, almost at the opening candle of Sunday's price action, and you're right against this hard line of this descending channel, testing it as resistance once again and being unable to have a breakout for now. Good news is, as the title of the stream says, you're losing negative momentum on the MACD histogram. If everything goes according to plan, I think the next daily candle will be a positive bar on the MACD histogram. Unless you get a wicked sell-off or whatever, I think you're really close to flipping positive on the negative on the momentum of the histogram. Something that hasn't happened since July 30, so since last month. You're also sitting at the 48 point level on the RSI, so that's neutral. And also, as you can appreciate, I have a new setup today. I turn off the lights. I have a universe projector, or like a stars projector in my back. I'm gonna try to find the best image that you guys can look, but right behind me you can see some stars, and they'll be flipping through the stream. So decent BTC price action. On one point today was doing pretty lame, not moving, even staying red, but later on it catched the bid from the stock market because the SPX and the Nasdaq closed green today, and that propelled Bitcoin higher. So you're looking somewhat of a double bottom here structure here at the lows. You're well away from the confirmation of that double bottom, but maybe if you flip the daily 200 moving average on the daily time frame, it's gonna start to look way better, because we already know how the higher time frames look. They look pretty decent, but if you see here, the daily time frame is just a bearish trend with lower lows and lower highs. So maybe you get somewhat of a good August, and it's what we're waiting for. I'm gonna turn on the 3-day, because we talked about the 3-day in last Friday's closure. We had a bullish engulfing that's still valid. You had somewhat of a nothing burger candle on I think it closed yesterday, yeah. And now on the fresh new 3-day candle, you're just sitting right to the side of the previous 3-day candle. And what's interesting here is that you're not building negative momentum. As for now, you're actually losing the negative momentum that you have here, and you have a hidden bearish divergence here, a continuation divergence of a possible downtrend that you're on the 3-day as well. So excuse me. So if you're losing the negative momentum down here, I think that's pretty good, because it would imply that this whole hidden bearish divergence just had a weak performance, and if you can flip this negative momentum to the upside, then this whole hidden bearish divergence will ultimately have not performed as anyone would expect. So that's something I'm looking for on the 3-day. The next 3-day candle will close on Thursday, I think. Yeah, on Thursday night. On the daily candle close will also the 3-day close here. You're also right against the hard line here of this descending channel, against this resistance. So it's interesting if they're gonna be able to get another bullish engulfing like the one that we had on Friday, or at least you're not going to invalidate this bullish engulfing candle. And you get an invalidation if you get a 3-day close below here, the opening below 56k, whatever that's below 56k, you would invalidate this structure here that you have that's bullish. And also you have this on the 3-day, you have this buying signal that flashed on my custom indicator, my custom Bollinger Bands indicator, which has a target. The first target is the hard line here. I mean this EMA of the Bollinger Bands, and the second target is the upper side of the bands. So really looking forward to a good performance out of this buy signal out of from my Bollinger Bands indicator. All right. So that's your BTC on the daily, up 2%, right against resistance once again. Hopefully this doesn't turn out to be a confirmation top or a confirmation high from this impulse, because that would be really bearish, especially what we talked about on Sunday on the weekly time frame, that you're holding here the lower bands of this Bollinger Band compression. And you can see here now on this week, the Bollinger Bands starting to get more compressed, and you're actually having somewhat of a bounce here on the lower bands. So I know TA guys and technical people say this a lot, but I really think that you're on a crossroad point on the weekly time frame. If you're able to hold the lower band here with this kind of compression, then I think it's not going to be long until you get volatility again, like the one that you had here on October going forward of last year. So yeah, market looks pretty boring as for now. There's not much people. It's pretty PvP. All of the pump fund scam coins get rocked. You know, there's not much interest on the market as for now, and I think that's because of this nightmare of a range that we've been on since March. And that's going to come to an end. Hopefully that resolution will be finally to the upside, given the setup that you have here in the weekly. And actually, if you're able to close the weekly just as it is right now, you will be losing negative momentum here on the MACD histogram, and you will be looking at a possible hidden bullish divergence where you have a lower low here on the negative Momo, and you have a higher low regarding this low on price. So yeah, I think the very next few weeks are going to be critical. I think August price action is going to be really important. Also, if you turn on the monthly here, whoops, is it two week? Okay, the monthly, you can see here this whole absorption, this whole selling absorption that happened, and you're also holding this this support, this cluster right there. If you're able to close above that level, then I think you're in really good shape for Q4 and the rest of Q3 of this year, because this would have looked like a classic flip of resistance to support. In this case, if you get a monthly close above here, above this this order block, if you could call it, on the monthly time frame. So that's that's BTC on the high time frames. Of course, on the daily, it's been pretty boring, and I don't know, just this big impulse on Thursday, but from then on, I've just been chopping, hopefully putting a higher low regarding this low. That would be massive. I really think that the very next few weeks and this week too will be relevant for the price action of the next month and the rest of the year, basically. So you have Ethereum, it's down 0.4%. Outperformed a lot BTC yesterday. BTC was down, I think, like oh no, it closed green, like just a 0.5% up or so. Yeah, 0.7. And Ethereum had quite the day yesterday. It pumped like 6%. And now today you're just consolidating. You're not retracing the full move, which is good. Clearly being outperformed by BTC today. So Ethereum outperformed BTC yesterday, and now Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum. So there you can appreciate somewhat of a tandem move between the two on the last 2 days price action. But it's pretty nothing burger in my opinion. Not much that you can say. Hopefully you close green in 49 more minutes. But even if we get a closure like that, Ethereum looks fine. You're coming out of here, the oversold area, and you're at the 42 point area on the RSI. So you just left the bearish control zone, which is really good. You're losing negative momentum too on the MACD histogram. So if you don't get a strong sell-off on tomorrow's candle, you'll flip green here on the MACD histogram, on the momentum. Something that hasn't happened since July 25th. After, look at this chat. After 18 bars, 18 days of negative momentum, you're really close to flipping green here on the momentum for Ethereum. And you have a CME gap here. CME futures left a big gap all the way up to 3K. And 3K will be your very first strong resistance before 3,500. You'll see here this inflection point from the previous cycle. But I think if everything goes to plan and you get a good BTC price action, then I think that's just gonna slide through and go test the daily 200 moving average, which is way above here at $3,200 on Ethereum. Bitcoin dominance, of course, has been mooning today. It's up 0.7%. You had a large sell-off yesterday, mostly motivated or caused by Ethereum outperforming BTC. This wasn't Solana or any other majors just outperforming BTC. This whole pullback that you had yesterday on Bitcoin dominance was 90% Ethereum, and now you're recovering most of that impulse by a 0.7%. And trying to get a close above 57.2%, this critical inflection point from the previous cycle. You'll see here it was regarded both as resistance and as support. When price touched 57.2, you had a massive impulse to the upside. So that's Bitcoin dominance is flipping red on the momentum for the first time since July 14. So Bitcoin dominance had 28 days of positive momentum coming to an end in just 46 more minutes, chat. So hopefully that leads into somewhat of a pullback and a little bit of breathing room for altcoins. But you already know what's my thesis regarding Bitcoin dominance. I think Bitcoin dominance is gonna trend higher until you get Bitcoin just way deep into price discovery, which will cause a risk on appetite for market participants, and they'll go further down the risk curve into altcoins rather than BTC. And while that doesn't happen, I'm not too confident on a large Bitcoin dominance rollover. I think that you need to see Bitcoin really outperforming, really above price discovery to see that rollover. And we had a setup here on the 3-day on the MACD histogram. You'll see here Monday closed with a bearish engulfing yesterday here on Bitcoin dominance. And as for now, you're not catching any follow through to that bearish engulfing. And this is my setup, chat, here. I talked about this since I started talking about this since mid-July. If you're a regular here on stream, you'll remember. But you have this inverse head and shoulders pattern on the 3-day on the negative momentum here, and that just got confirmed and has been performing real well. The highest 3-day momentum on the MACD histogram since November 3rd of last year, chat. So that's been the performance so far. But now the last 3-day candle close, you close with another weaker positive momentum. And as for now, you're also closing on a weak positive momentum on the MACD histogram. So what you want to see, if you wanted to see altcoins outperforming Bitcoin, you need to see lower and lower positive momo until you flip red here on the momentum on the histogram. So next 3-day close on Thursday will be really signaling, in my opinion. Of course, this can do this can put on a valley and then do it again. So you really get a confirmation when you're like down below here, or even when you get a full-on red bar, is when you confirm that this whole pattern would have been completed, you know? Because as for now, it's playing out and trending higher. So that's your Bitcoin dominance, going for the highest daily candle close since August 7, and at the 60 point level on the RSI. So you bounced right at the 54 point level today, and you're back above the bullish control zone just by a couple, by one point really. You're above the 60 point, which is the level where buyers have control going forward on this asset. What else, chat? Bitcoin against the SPX. Also, it's about to close green, 0.3%, being outperformed by BTC USD today. You're also losing negative momentum on the MACD histogram, and you're at the 46 point level on the RSI. So this is neutral. As for now, I don't have any kind of edge here like you have on the USD pair, but fair enough. You're still on this descending channel that's been going on since March. This price range has been an honest nightmare for traders, because you've been getting taunted with breakouts and breakdowns for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times now, chat, that you've been like, oh, we're gonna break out or we're gonna break down, and then price just goes back into the range, and I don't know, it plays with everyone's expectations. USDT dominance is down 1.3%. So this is what you want to see. This was really scary on Sunday, because you had a big bullish engulfing candle that you will be invalidating in 42 more minutes if you actually get a close here at 5.53%. It's where you invalidate this bullish engulfing. You need to get a daily candle close below the opening of Sunday's candle, because you have a setup here. You have an accumulation setup that you don't want to see play out. You have a 3 rising valleys here set up that got confirmed with a daily candle close here above the breakout line, and then you pull back, and that's technically a throwback, like Bolkowski calls them. And when you get a throwback below the breakout line, Bolkowski says that this kind of accumulation patterns tend to get the performance diminished. So hopefully this was just a performance out of this large structure accumulation range, and now you're going to mean reverse to the downside, and that was just basically it for this long accumulation that's been playing out on BTC since March 15, since this low at 3.8% of USDT dominance. So that's really good in my opinion. This actually gives me a little bit more of edge than BTC actually, because you can see here that you have a clear accumulation setup that now you're putting somewhat of a lower high with an invalidation of a bullish engulfing, because if this was going to go for another run into above the breakout line, I think that price will be like holding this level, at least the bullish engulfing that you had on Sunday. Granted, this can still go for a run, come back down a little bit further down and then put in a higher low and then go at it. But I do kind of like this structure that's been printed above here, not gonna lie. You're losing positive momentum on the MACD histogram. You're about to flip red for the first time since the last since almost the end of last month, and you're the 54 point level on the RSI. So you just left the bullish control zone, and you're getting closer to neutral, chat. So type in the chat for USDT dominance underperforming its accumulation pattern. Man, if this thing's come back down to 4.9%, 4.8%, this strong inflection point, I'm really gonna hope it gives out, and then you put in somewhat of a double top here, and then you continue downtrending. That would be the dream, and what we were finally hoping for cryptos is this whole trading range here. It's been excruciating pain of just getting played by price action. In all honesty, if you're a range trader and you're disciplined, then maybe you made a bank out of this price action. But I'm thinking not, because conditions have been so PvP. One coin pumps one day, the next week pumps another without like any kind of sign. So I'm guessing the best traders have been able to preserve capital, maybe make a little bit of money, because this have been really hard trading conditions, and that's not just me saying it. Every percent being outperformed by BTC today. You're testing the daily 200 moving average again as resistance, but the good news is that you're above 144. I don't know why this moved though. It's supposed to be a little bit higher. You're above 144 bucks. Here, this critical inflection point from the past, this complacency shoulder from 2022. And whenever you're above that price, you can be confident on eyeing or targeting 170 bucks, because this level is pretty much up and down. There isn't big much resistance above until 170, so you can expect price, if it's able to reclaim the daily 200 moving average, you can expect price to go for 170. On Solana, you're also losing the negative momentum on the MACD histogram, and you're at the 45 point level on the RSI. So flipping neutral on the oscillator as for now, but you're below the daily 200 moving average, just getting chopped. I think this is gonna follow Bitcoin, obviously. But if we take a look at Sol BTC, let's see what's going on. It's down 1.4%. So it's been chopping just above the daily 200 moving average and just above this inflection point from this cycle around. You can see here how it's been regarded as resistance in the past. Now you potentially are holding support, and also you'll see how it acted as support on the previous cycle. So yeah, not much of an edge on Sol ETH, but you're due printing strong negative momentum on the MACD histogram. You're at the 44 point level on the RSI, so you're neutral on the RSI, but you're printing strong negative momo on the MACD. So yeah, I don't know, this kind of looks odd here if you were to ask me, because you have a lower high here, another lower high here. It's just not the best in my opinion, but it's not like distribution's been confirmed yet. You will need to come back down here into sign of weakness area in order to confirm somewhat of a distribution. But you can see that there are less market participants here in Sol ETH regarding, for example, March 16 or December 25th, because you're doing lower highs, and that means that less people are attending the Sol ETH party. Let's take a look at Sol ETH. You already know what I'm gonna say. My favorite chart for the past time, because it's been really telling in my opinion. Sol ETH is up 1.1% after a large sell-off yesterday and the day before. Look at that, chat. First green day on Sol ETH since all-time highs, and the highest daily candle close ever on August 7. So maybe you're going for a higher low. Hopefully it's what you were expecting. You're above a critical inflection point here from the previous cycle. You'll see here that that price action from, when was this? October 22nd of 2021, and the daily candle close from November 21 of 2021. It's now being regarded by buyers. Buyers stepped in and are pushing the price higher. So that's a clear technical level here from the previous cycle, but you need more data before getting excited, because you had this bearish divergence here on the oscillators. You know, you have a higher high on price and a lower high on the MACD histogram and on the RSI. So yeah, I would like to see further evidence before the saying that this is gonna rip higher, because you have two things. You have a long-term established uptrend here on Sol ETH, higher highs and higher lows, but you do have this deviation above a very important level that we talked about on Sunday. That's not the best. Like if you get a price action above this level, you know, you'll see how it's been regarded so many times as resistance. You will want to market participants to get a bullish retest, you know, to hold this level. Maybe come back down a little bit and then hold it. You wouldn't want to see price come back down entirely into basically the range itself, because more often than not, that means that this was a deviation and you will need further reaccumulation before breaking out higher. I actually showed the example on ENS. Let's take a look at ENS, what it did. So ENS did something really similar above here. We talked about this. This is not price discovery like Sol ETH, but it's a strong inflection point that's dated from 2022, so a long time ago, just like Sol ETH. And you got quite a few attempts, and then when you got that breakout with daily candle closes, then you mean reverted into the downside. So maybe Sol ETH does something like this, you know, holds on into a higher low, and then you'll see here if it actually gets to have a breakout then with a bullish retest or whatever, because I'm not a fan of deviations like that, in all honesty. So I'm gonna wait for a little bit to see. Actually, right now into the close in 32 more minutes, I think maybe market participants are not gonna be able to hold this inflection point from 2021, this 5,417 level here in Sol ETH. So yeah, maybe you come back down, put in another higher low regarding this low here, somewhere around here or whatever, and then you get a run up against this level later on this year. Okay, you're printing strong negative momentum on the MACD histogram, and you're at the 51 point level on the RSI, so you're pretty neutral on the RSI. But yeah, this chart has been pretty hard to read, but clearly market participants got the memo of the buyer's exhaustion here, of this divergence of a lower high on the oscillator and a higher high on price. They just sold off straight away as soon as you started to lose positive momentum on the MACD histogram. Okay, what else can we look at, chat? Let me know in the comments if you want me to look at anything. Otherwise, I'm gonna look at, let's take a look at SUI, man. I have a different chart for this one. SUI had quite the price action this past week. I don't know why, what's the catalyst, but on a technical level, what makes sense is that you have a massive bullish harmonic here with a type 2 return at a critical inflection point. This level from 2023 was regarded as support. Buyers stepped in. You didn't have any kind of divergence on the oscillators. You're at the 62 point level on the RSI, so you're still the bullish control zone, and you're printing strong positive Momo as for now on the MACD histogram. But you're fighting against two resistances here, $1.10 and the 97 to 95 cent resistance here from this 2023 sell-off. Massive bullish engulfing candle on Monday, and you're just sitting, you're just nothing. You're consolidating to the side. On today, you're down 5.8%. And let's take a look at the Bollinger Bands, what happened here. So Bollinger Bands got compressed on this downtrend, but then you had a mean reversion trade to the upside. Had a daily candle close outside of the bands yesterday, but now you came back down inside, so that's not the best. If you wanted to see true strength of the price action, you want to see consecutive daily candle closes outside of the bands, and that would imply that a short squeeze is going on, or at least continuing. But price action, looking at SUI, doesn't imply it's that the impulse is over. I don't have any kind of divergence or reason to believe that this impulse is over. But it could be better, chat, you know? If you start to come back down, maybe you go at it again and create a bearish divergence, then maybe you could think that this was just it out of this short squeeze here. But pretty insane performance by Sui in just a week, just a 7 days time. You know, this was really fast. Okay, I've been looking at some altcoins that might or might not be of your interest that we will take a look at now, because they have interesting setups. First one, just because it's closer on the watch list, not because it's my favorite, it's Bonk. You have a bullish divergence here in Bonk on the MACD histogram. You can see a lower low in price and a higher low on the negative momentum. Negative momentum is just a few bars away to potentially turning green. So this bullish divergence is not confirmed yet, but could be confirmed really soon. And it has a lower low that looks pretty similar to an equal low from the lows of June 23rd. And you're at the 41 point level on the RSI, so you're neutral on the RSI, and you've been downtrending on the daily time frame since this all-time high hit on March 4. So yeah, you're close to an inflection point here. You tapped the support in August 5th and actually held support, and now you're working maybe on a local confirmation low regarding that impulse down with a potential bullish divergence. So have that in mind. Most of the setups that we're going to be taking a look at now, they have potential bullish divergences, which is what I'm looking for. The next one, I'm not a fan of Dime. You know, I don't like the project that much. I don't like the staking or the unlocks that might be coming. I don't have a clue actually. I know that TIA will have unlocks on October, and that's not great for Dimension, because sometimes Dimension trades as beta to TIA. But what I do like, in all honesty, to Dimension here, is that for first time in history, for the first time in Dimension history, chat, hear me out. First time that you have a higher low in the chart, for the first time ever. Like you launched the coin when ripping all the way up to $8.73, chat. You're currently at $1.57, just like 6 months after. So this coin is down 80% plus from all-time high in just a span of 6 months, chat. While BTC has been sitting at 60K and just liquidating everyone, this is what Dimension's been doing. And for the first time ever, you have a discernible higher low in the chart. And if that's not it, you have a bullish divergence here also. You have a higher low on the negative momentum, and basically a lower low regarding this low from here, where the negative momentum is. So you have bullish divergence here on Dimension, plus the first time you get a higher low. Let me flip the chart for you so you can see. This is what Dimension looks like. For the first time, you can see somewhat of a double top here, with a lower high regarding this high here. So that's all I'm gonna say, plus a divergence, because I don't have any critical inflection points down here, because this is like a price discovery to the downside. You know, this was TGE, nothing. They launched the coin at like $4 or so. So this is one of my favorite, at least technical setups. You'll have to do the research for yourself. You know, none of this is financial advice, and you'll need to do the fundamental analysis, when are the unlocks coming in, and all of that. But you do have large volume here stepping in, first time higher low, plus a bullish divergence, like composite operator is doing something here, Chad. I have my wild guess on what's going on, but I think that you could imply that there's accumulation here on Dimension. And there's not the same going on TIA. And I'll show you. On TIA here, you have a lower low. It's almost equal lows, but you have a lower low. You don't have a higher low like Dimension is doing. You do have the bullish divergence here, the same as with TIA, which implies seller's exhaustion. It's implied with somewhat of a divergence like this, but you don't have a higher low, and you do have it on Dimension. So that's really interesting. I also have another chart for TIA. I don't know why this one popped up, but I'm gonna have to. I think I have it here. Okay. So you do have the inflection point here for TIA where you bounced out of. That's the difference from Dimension. The inflection point comes from that sell-off on this daily candle on November 12th. You regarded it as support on July 4th, and you deviated below on last week's sell-off, but now you reclaim it and you have a bullish divergence. So I don't know, man. You do have a higher low on TIA before here on May 20, and that didn't play out. They rolled over and put in another lower low. But did you have bullish divergence here? I think you also had, and that didn't work out. So this is somewhat risky because this has been downtrending forever since February 10. After like it 10x in, I don't know, just a couple months, just been liquidating, or I don't know, getting a massive drawdown on the chart. But you do have a technical edge, so I don't know what's gonna happen. I never play or say that I know what's gonna happen. Actually, no one does. And if anyone says that he's confident 100%, last week or 2 weeks ago, I heard like a streamer said, I'm 100% confident that the range on Bitcoin is gonna break out. And 1 week after, we broke down and just everyone got erased out of the map. So I'm not gonna pretend like I know what's gonna happen. I just try to identify frameworks. I try to identify inflection points from history, which is classical technical analysis, plus some structures. If you get somewhat of a pattern, or if you get somewhat of a, for example, divergence, that's what I like to see. And right now, TIA has it. You know, you're on an inflection point plus a bullish divergence. Dimension also has it. You are no inflection point here, but you do have a higher low with a bullish divergence. First higher low in the history of the chart of the price action. So I think that utility coins are looking way better than memes for now. I mean, you did have Bonk getting that bullish divergence, but maybe the whole ball of money will rotate for some time from utility coins. I mean, from memes to utility, or who knows. People have been calling for the death of memes for so many long that I actually don't know if they're ever stop getting a bid. You know, maybe they'll get a bid through the whole cycle, or maybe you get somewhat of a utility rotation. But that's what somewhat the chart's telling me. Because if I pull up Pepe or Mog, they look like if they were, I don't know, I'm gonna pull up Pepe for example. Pepe has not been on a downtrend for that many long with a I wouldn't say you have a divergence here, because this was a divergence here and didn't play out. I don't know, man. This, of course, it can rip, but I like the technicals more, like the ones that I showed you just a couple minutes ago. When you have a coin or an asset that's been sold off so strongly that for the first time you have a higher low and you have a bullish divergence. I think this less risky to get a trend reversal at this point, rather to get a trend reversal out of I don't know, after a massive pump like Pepe did and just been selling off for a couple months. Who knows? You'll have to do the FA on that one. I'm just showing you the TA. Manta has the same thing. Has a lower low, but has this bullish divergence also. Just no inflection point down here, just in the middle of La La Land. I think Ondo also has the bullish divergence here. Look at this chat, also bull div. So I would much rather bet on Undo than Pepe right now, if you ask me. Renzo also has the same thing, lower low, bullish divergence, confirmed. And I can go on. On the meme side, I already showed you Bonk. I'm not sure WIF has it. So WIF has a lower low on the negative momentum here. So I'm not calling for the death of these memes, by the way. I just think that you have better technical narratives or argument on other coins. I'm sure this will be a strong meme cycle. I'm not fading that. I've traded memes for the past 6 months. You know, it's all basically I've been trading. But I think on the technical side, there's more of an argument for utility coins for the very next few weeks or months. And maybe then when BTC is just chatting up, you know, and I don't know, in price discovery, when you're entering money again, it's when memes are gonna fly again, and you'll get that huge meme outperformance, which surely will come. Because I've heard that the market has matured and knows that everything's a scam now, and they would rather bet memes before utility. That might be true, but the chart are, I don't know, charts are speaking, man. I think Wormhole has the same thing, you know, bullish divergence, not on an inflection point. So you can see here, most of them chat have a lower low, but Dimension has the higher low. So that's why I like Dimension more rather than some other coins. This implies some maybe accumulation or a trend reversal, you know, a market structure break. For the first time, you have a higher low and not a lower low like the other coins. Did Say had it? No, you don't have the setup on Say, for example. But it's pretty much across the board on new coins. I think, which one was it? RPL also has it here. Not on an inflection point. This one's also somewhat new. It's not as new as the other coins, but somewhat of a new coin. On price discovery to the downside, you have that bullish divergence, but you do have a lower low. So it's not like it is a higher low like Dimension's doing. Although this could be a coincidence, you know, like just one buyer stepped in on Dimension, created the higher low and whatever. Like that could be an every other coin outperforms Dime. That could happen. But I'm just telling you on what I'm seeing on the chart. Like someone bought there. Blur also has the same thing. Bullish divergence here. You're somewhat at an inflection point this low from September of last year. I'm not gonna chart this mess of a chart, but yeah, you get the point, chat. I think most of the setups are on brand new utility coins. So Bitcoin will be closing the day in 15 more minutes. Daily candle is just up 1.86%. That's fine enough. Hopefully you don't nuke tomorrow out of this hardline retest. That would be really bad. And I'll be giving you guys an update. I'm gonna have to run now. It'll be a little bit of a shorter stream, but I hope that tomorrow we'll get a proper stream, and I'll be tuning in for a whole hour. So appreciate everyone of you guys that tune in, that stayed with me through the stream. Please remember to leave me a thumbs up on the video, to hit on that subscribe button, that bell button, so you get notified when I go live. And I'll be catching you guys on the next time. You guys are the MVPs.